Take the center cap off, then I'm going to remove the tire. 22mm socket. Whenever doing any suspension work, always make sure you support the vehicle suspension, whether it's rear diff or front, in order to get the proper ride height once torquing and tightening down suspension parts. First thing you want to do if you have electronic suspension is disconnect the electronic sensor. That is a 13mm socket on this bracket. Just move it up out of the way. Some people might disconnect this, but being plastic, I don't want to possibly break this clamp. 21mm wrench and 21mm socket. We're going to break free this suspension bolt. Once it starts to loosen up, we're going to put a ratchet on the other side. Take that nut off. To access this bolt for the upper rear control arm, we're going to remove the inner fender well, just these 2 bolts and a plastic clip. That way we can just pull it aside, get in there easily with a gun. This is a 7mm socket. Now with a 21mm socket, we'll take this bolt out. Now we can go back here, pull this bolt out, slide the arm out. When installing the new upper control arm for the rear, you want to make sure you put the bracket guides for the suspension sensor in the front part, just like the old one. So I'm going to put the front end bushing side in first, then the rear, then I'll take the rear bolt and slide that through so it can hold it while I line up the front. Now I can hold back the fender skirt. Make sure you start that by hand. You don't want to cross thread any bolts. Now when tightening these bolts, there is a torque specification, so you want to just snug it up and then get your torque wrench. Now I'm going to attach the back nut on the rear bolt and snug that up. 1/2-inch torque wrench. The torque is 74 foot-pounds, and then an additional 55% angle degree. So let's do the 74 foot-pounds first. With my digital torque wrench set at 55 degrees, I will now I got a deep 21 socket and my 1/2-inch torque wrench on the inside set for 74 foot-pounds. And we'll see if we can torque this up. Okay, that's just 74 foot-pounds. And now I just set my torque wrench at 55 degrees for an angle. Now we can put our fender flare skirted plastic clip on the bottom, the 2 screws with a 7mm socket. Now we can put our suspension level sensor bracket back on. Start the bolt by hand. Now you can lower your suspension. Reinstall the tire. Torque your wheels to 140 foot-pounds. And just like with any front end or rear suspension repair, get yourself a four-wheel alignment. When installing the center cap, make sure you see the side that has the valve stem on it and put it at that angle.